melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. That's my decision. It's the one with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posse. Smola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from causing this silicone base. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace.
It's about the best thing the VA gives you.
Thus my decision is
Racist.
to work with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out.
You gotta keep it close by. You never know, right?
I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is a war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem, bringing in like these robots. They like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Push up. I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just light out. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet, so my aircraft still spit. Can't be tied down or even seatbelted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. The bust off on some ices and veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, she's a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly, though haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still at hand, but we're healing man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow our set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dated space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the cage, face off. Actor to shape the state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel, I'm a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies what your fans get. Your worlds and pearls, what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot. Get his own
understand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too, mostly black people. I'm talking to you.
So he was talking to everybody, but he said mostly crayon color people.
Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shot spot. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that ops. From the skybox, I got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, and blind to the fact that God, we gon' have this real show. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's at stake, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, they keep a rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've blown it in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistol. The debate was about who owes who the fiscal. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm messing with the 10 and 30-pound dumbbells this morning and push-ups and always pushing my truck. If you want to get strong, find an immovable object and become an immovable object. And give you, like the wall. Like a lot of people think you got to get down and do push-ups like this. You can go and put one hand right here on the wall. Give yourself a 3 to 5 degree lean. Hand behind your back. And without your tricep, and people say that's impossible. Use all this. Push off. Allow yourself to lean forward to control your descent. With this. No. This works. I mean, this muscle always going to work whenever you're doing exercise. But you really want to feel this. And then switch up. Hand behind your back. And just... And on my truck, though, I put my hands in the right push-up position. Then I put my hands out and I bring them in right about an inch from my shoulder. And I deep breathe. And I press and I breathe out slowly. Diaphragm, no shoulder breathing. And I increase the pressure until I feel my feet sliding from under me. And when my feet start to slide up from under me, I push my no cartilage big toes down. No cartilage in my big toes. And I push them down into the ground and I push and the truck moves a little bit. It's like, and then I exhale again. And I let up and then I push with everything. Literally, if you got gas and you got to use the bathroom, don't do it, all right? It's a little secret, okay? Little thing I learned from a good friend of mine who was a pilot. He always took aspirins, but he's a power lifter, and I used to work out with him. Enlisted, working out with officers, right? E4 at the time. He was a Top Gun, like, you know, Lieutenant Smith. But he was a strong summer mo, and he made sure I was just as strong as him. And in some cases I was. Like, he didn't like pressing 315 behind his neck, shoulder presses, and walk, and all those guys to be in the gym, they'll tell you, 3 plates, rack. And we didn't have, I was eating fruits and vegetables. Okay? So, taking your towel, right? You know how you used to make rat tails? Pop the girls in the butt. Now, if you're popping boys, something wrong with you, but you need to address that with your strength. Throw it. Help your grip, too. Ain't gonna give you a grip like some of these country boys out here, but just grab it. Grab it, put your thumb up top. Grab it, this is for power. Thumb up top. Put your hand straight up and pull. Thumbs up. Pull. And pull, at least count 15 to 20. Breathe in normally. Okay? And then you put it behind you. No thumbs. Hold it with your fingers in your palm and pull where you feel this tightening. All right? Now, I'm not trying to get that big blocky chest I had before. I don't even mind man boobs, bro. I'm not trying. I got stretch marks and 275. I'm right now 195. I want to go down to 185 because my martial arts and I know a little more about real power compared to the physiology of it. And I can't share secrets on here. You'd be amazed at what you're capable of. I do need to probably go to physical therapy 1 to 2 more times. I'm not gonna lie. Because of my back, my knees. Because I want to run again, and I don't want to do like last time where I really jeopardized myself because I'm so used to running. After being poisoned at St. George Pulmonary Clinic, being poisoned further. They think you're an experiment that's too stupid to know better, and the doctor's too dumb, and nobody's giving headway because they like to see what happens. This time I'm going to just run like 200 yards. 200 yards, and then run 200 yards back, and just keep that up for a little while. My thing is to get my breathing pattern back down because my lungs are smaller than what they used to be. I've got a larger lung capacity than most. Trust me, I do. Yet, all the damage, the holes, the poisons, bronchitis 4 times, pneumonia over 20 times. That's still like a quarter of my lung that doesn't work. And some of y'all will go, what? But my lung capacity is bigger than all of y'all. My little diving accident, I got a hole in my sinus. I think it depends on nothing. I could probably dive again. I just don't want to have all my saline boom into my mouth while I'm diving, you know what I mean? So carefully I trace my steps that asked Cherie to marry me through grace. She accepts and last. This is why white Jesus wept and last unsparingly. Erase every bit of your history, similar to what you did to me. I was thinking about going and getting that wood today because even though it's going to be, roughly around 50-something degrees, let your kids go to college and become meteorologists. They can get paid a lot for being dumb. Anyway, I want to go grab those 2 just to see the quality and to be up there banging away. But at least we have mostly everything. Not everything, but we have mostly everything. But we always use lumber. That lumber is going to always be an ongoing thing. Gravel, when we finally gravel the road up there, we drive up on. It's a lot, But one of the platforms is actually going to be for like a little gym, besides a little music recording space. That's not going to be grand big, but enough where people can come in and sit down. Kind of like what Run had in Queens the night I was out there when he was murdered. Yeah, we ran down the block. It was about, I think we were like 9 blocks away from where his studio, his witch card. But everybody was coming out talking about, yo, man, this got murdered. And we all ran down there. I was on Liberty City, on Liberty Ave, but mostly I was from the Bronx. I was living in the Bronx, but I was always in Queens. And we ran down there. By that time, you know, the Popo, I think, you know, anyway, and they were bringing his body out. Well, no, they brought his body out. What did you do? Yeah, I think they were trying to revive him. So we saw when he was running down there. It was like, it was a whole lot of us running down there. But we're going to have like a little studio like that. Not a real big one. He had a place where you can walk in. Blah, blah, blah. I've been there. So, I don't know what's wrong with my little, there we go. Anyway, so we're going to have a little thing where we can have a little weight room. Probably get together, get a bow flag. Simple stuff, because you don't need all that crazy weight. We're not bodybuilding and all that crap. And you know, it is best to work out 3 or 4 times a week. If you can find the right individual to do your blood work, that way you find out your mineral context, you know, because a lot of these doctors are full of it. And until you go to them and say, hey, look, can you help me with a food diet instead of that drug? And they're supposed to. And minerals, important. You know what I mean? And these things are paramount, you know? Let's go and wait a little longer for more people to come in. Millennials taking a break, I think. I can dig it. Never allow anything to be overwhelming that's really not overwhelming. But also, so that way you can focus more on you. And it's important to do this, people. All right? Baby Girl Slaughter was talking about that. My thing is, never allow knowledge or wisdom, things that make you wiser, to escape. The paradigm is always on you, but it's a very smart thing to do. All right? Very intelligent thing. Sometimes it's good. Even me, I'm going to probably take like a week off. Like, yeah, I may upload a couple of videos that I have just for you guys. I've got a lot of stuff. But as far as reading and stuff, I may take a little breather for like, 3 to 5 days. There's things that got to be done. You know what I mean? And even though I'm not doing a lot of editing, which can take all day, but this is very content creating is phenomenally but it's fun. You know what I mean? It's fun. But yeah, I've done it before, and I think it's about time. It's getting close to doing it again. As I was expressing yesterday, I just got to, you know what? I got to put this thing on right. I got it on backwards, y'all, so, which is fine. Keeps my hair comfortable. Okay. Huh? I gotta run the Safeway real quick. Hey man, grab me a dozen eggs, the pasture, the pasture ones. No, like this right here. Let me show you. Excuse me, right quick. Because when you get back, I'm gonna boil some too. Also, right? Because like I said, changing the diet up. Let me see if I got. Let me see what I got here. And let me let the music play. Oh, golden grams. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I got up in the back. We got good. Put the mayonnaise up. Right there, good? Okay, hold on. What you gotta grab, man? You gotta grab some stuff in the cold? Okay, third floor stuff. Okay. Yeah, okay. I hear you. You got your face, I still the same. He who flash sail, the ship of destiny, or a rock through skies of hell wet, or in a pile of poverty. Arguably, not probably, nor possibly, Miguel adore her heart and father G. No Maury, so no question of who the father be. I son, all you motherfuckers thinking you as hard as me. Cross country, familiar lanes in foreign lands. Mars claim they gang, but
that for our stolen lands. While they steadily back doing their own lands, I'ma milk this train like a bowl of golden crayons. I've come a long way from 92nd and Exes with bread chili, a big old can of Texas. Rose from cold to hot, the temperature checking. Jealousy and hate is the cause of what success is. The lessons learned are the ones that are best lived. Life's precious, she's quite majestic. Kiss her wet lips. The guest list with the extra with the death wish. Embrace the obvious with a hug of love's the message. Such a fetish, though there's no church in the wild. I still came through fresh with a burst of style, swag surfing. The game ain't been hurt in a while for you boosters out there. There's much merch in the owl. Push the dirt in the pile, Joe. It's time to sweep up, no falling back. I'm moving forward, trying to keep up. I'm shining.
Yeah, we gotta take care of one another, man.
A closed mouth don't get fed. You starving, then speak up. Cross country, familiar lanes and foreign lands. Marks claim they gang, but not for our stolen lands. While they steadily back.
All right, gotta take care of brothers, man.
Like a bowl of golden grams. Shoot for my engines.
Okay. I know it's in the air. I know it's in the air. Sadly, it's gotta take me some iodine in my what you call it. One drop, dude. You can't beat that. A drop in a little water, iodine. Every 3 days is good because you don't want to overdo it as far as the mineral content of it. And I have my little blueberry, cucumber, celery, tiny bit of chlorophyll, ginger right here. Let's make it charge up my ninja. I'll take this. I already took my N&M. I took 2 days off from that. And you don't want to mix a whole lot of stuff. The whole household is kind of sick. And I was just let him know that I do have plant-based vitamins and D, mushroom D3 with K2, zinc, which is very important. So a lot of y'all know that I'm not big on a lot of zinc because it make it, if you don't eat something, your stomach will be nauseous. But I like the fermented form, not the greatest, not the worst. Okay, it's very strong and it'll help. And also the vitamin C, no vegetarian stearate, none of that crap. It's all plant, compacted. And then for men, it's good to have creatine because creatine, I use 3-ply creatine for your brain, but once or twice a week. Anything more than that, it's toxic. And then I make sure I'm gonna give him this right here, which is good. This is like I said, shiitake, and he always gets sun, which is good. So make sure that the baby's okay. I don't know. The older one probably can take a couple of things, not really all the zinc and stuff like that because it make them sick. But they can still take vitamin C, the vitamin D. They can take that. And that's the most important part about getting vegetables and fruits, especially when you're sick, and something warm. All right. So I'll make sure when he gets back, he can take a few of these things. Sea moss is great, but even that, it's good to eat something because it gets, upset the stomach a little bit. Especially like to make powdered form, crystalline, fast freeze. It's all right, but it's not all 98 or whatever minerals. It's probably around 60, maybe. I don't know. You have to see what any third-party studies have done as far as even like Ocean and some of the best brands. You know what I mean? I have wild sea moss, selenium, stuff like that. But these are things that you don't take all the time. That's why it's important to get, your mineral and your vitamin, blood work, which most hospitals, they're supposed to, unless you ask them. And then they want to act like they're some kind of damn federal agency and they sound so stupid when you be like, yo, can you checking my blood? You want to make sure I'm right? Can I know my mineral? And how about an allergy test to know what I'm allergic to? Because they're getting paid a lot of money to keep you sick. So that's why you see custodians on there. And you saw the other thing I had on there, destroy your TVs and stuff, because a lot of you live by it. And you should stop. And I know you won't. So So get rid of your microwave, get rid of your TV, sell it. I don't care. And trust me, get rid of it. Well, I take chlorophyll today. I only put like 5 drops in the smoothie. That's about it. It'll probably be like another 2 or 3 days before I use chlorophyll again at its dosage. But I'll make sure that whatever I consume that day, I'll do the chlorophyll after. All right? There's nothing wrong with an empty stomach, but you need to be chewing the cud. I mean, you know what I'm saying? NAD, M&M, I take those together, but I take the NAD when I eat. So it's a little space, about an hour or two. And it's beneficial. Right now, I'm drinking wild berry green tea with a tablespoon of wildflower honey, and about a ½ inch worth of diced ginger, and it's fabulous. That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. Let's give us a step back. And I'm gonna let a few more people come in, if it's okay with you guys. All the new subscribers, welcome to have you here. I hope y'all really paying attention to the community. Some of the videos I'm sharing, because like the brothers Kim, the other brother that was who responded, a lot of them are doing great work, and their numbers should be higher as far as I'm concerned. As far as people following, y'all already know about Drop, Pure Meal.
So only people that skate.
I don't mess with the foundational Black Americans. I don't mess with anything that antiquates a narrative to paint a picture that shouldn't exist, especially when they don't really know history, real history, and they want to call themselves supreme, this, that, and all that other stuff. Leave people alone like that, because they're attempting to use a spell to bring you in. That's not healthy. I gave you my name. James Lucifer Wooten Branch III. They have the 4th, the stupid ass vital statistics, because my mama didn't know no better. And you know, they want to act like it's an act of their fake ass God when you want to see my language. And it's some facts. That's how stupid they are. I'm going to do some shooting this morning, so I was just making sure some things were right. I got to rotate ammo, and I've got quite a bit of it, and so why not? And I'll probably record a little bit. I'm gonna do some quick drawing. I'm gonna use my, I can show you better than I can tell you. So I enjoy using this ganja tea, I guarantee you. But this is a Pactel, this is the timer. And when you express your round, right, ting ting, well, it lets you know at each interval of shot, after a 3-second delay, that you never know, somebody hits it and then you respond, beep, and then it gives you your readings and lets you know exactly how quick or whatever. So I'll be having that on my weapons belt. And, you know what I mean? Gimme. Everybody back off. Don't be in an indoor range doing this unless it's after hours and they're down there training and you can stand beyond the podium and you go out and train with them and people make sure you're safe. Do not just go in a range, beep, and it pop, you're probably going to have an accident or what you call a discharge. You just don't want to do it. Outdoor range, have somebody there, quality control, and someone who can assist you, and then have other people so that way you don't, you're not part of the folly of this world we have of individuals who are really making some bad mistakes. Okay, so yeah. I'm actually going to take my AR-22 out. I think it's fun. I'm going to get a silencer for that. I think it's cool. I'm not be shooting no rats and mice. I adore mice and rats. I think they're magnificent. Brother Omek, and obviously ToLU'S Z. I don't stray far. There's a lot of individuals. Some people send me some other music too, but they want to get some stuff, so I'll probably share some of that stuff. We could listen to the stream and stuff. I want to get to making my own music. I've written a lot of stuff. I want to put something out kind of smooth, some poetry with a couple little, I got some ideas, and I really want to make my own. You know what I mean? So banging stuff. So we change the narrative back to messages that heal instead of coagulate and congeal in this space of ignorance and self-hate, animosity, envy, and all that other stuff. That when the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 came out, Millie Mill and all them with the message, they actually were saying something in relationship, and then who can't come along and get their hands involved. And that's the reason why you see custodians now. A lot of people think a custodian is supposed to be some weird looking thing walking around. Maybe once upon a time. I'm not here to convey on that. I've seen enough. But a custodian is somebody who keeps everything clean. Now, what y'all should be aware of, it could be for good or bad. Let me shout everybody out. Dev D, what's going on, beloved? Hey, Baby Real Slaughter. Millennial sent me a few dollars. Appreciate it, hon, for the donation. What a chin window. What's going on, beloved? Hope you were practicing your punches, man. Hope you're practicing your punches, your blocks, your parries. You know what I'm saying? Your blocks, your parries. You know what I mean? All right? Hope you're getting them in. And it doesn't have to be like what we learned in the martial arts. You know what I mean? Everything could be, you know what I mean? Force of direction, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Sharon, what's up? Mama K, what's going on, beloved? MIL, Patricia Griffin, how y'all doing? This guy, hey, sis, it's good to see you. Anyway, so I'm going to read a few things, and I just want to have this little topical conversation because I actually keyed in a keyword, and, I'm not big on Google and all that stuff, and I have a couple other platforms that I can utilize to search engines, and they're not the greatest of greatest. Hey, Kane, what's up, beloved? But let's get through the chase of what they tell you what a custodian or a janitor. Y'all think they're one and the same, right? A janitor, right, is what you find in a school, hospital, a school. Custodian is what you find in a hospital. And I know everybody thinks they're interchangeable. We're going to read them today and attempt to get to the root of what they actually mean. And they're two jinn. And I want y'all really to pay attention, okay? And maybe somewhere down the line, some people come out and they'll study the word God, and like I did for those who went back and saw the video, and have a clearer understanding. What is the fallen? Is it something outside of yourselves, or is it you? What does it mean to fall? All right? And there's so many different things we can go over. Okay? Just want to type in a couple. Turn it on. And I really hope y'all take this and work on it in a meaningful way. Okay, that will be contagious, and you can share with your young ones, and you can mention to certain individuals and then say, hey, look, I want to show you this. And if they don't want to be bothered with it, don't bother. Don't become trivial attempting to push something on individuals where you don't have to push anything. You know what I mean? Let me see. Where's that? I already got that, man. Why do they always do that? Whew. Oh. Just want to make sure I got the right stuff, okay? Hmm. Okay, this is gonna be fun. So, first I want to read the word fall. Okay, I really want you to pay attention. Okay, an overview of the dictionary based on Oxford language. Oxford languages. It doesn't say Oxford languages, plural. To move downward as a verb, typically rapidly and freely without control, from a higher to a lower level. 5 inches of snow fell through the night. So it can mean rapidly and free falling, or from a higher level to a lower level. Pyramidal, like to say, you were here, but we will remove your rank and you are now here. That's not a rapid fall. That's in succession. That's just something being taken away. Okay? An act of falling or collapsing. All right? Felt like a sack of potatoes. A sudden uncontrollable descent. I went skydiving. Or what do they call it when they go up on a bridge and a cliff? They call it cliff diving, right? An act of falling or collapsing, a sudden uncontrollable descent. His mother had a fall, hurting her leg as she alighted from a train, or removed herself, stepping off the train onto the podium or patio. A thing which falls or has fallen. In October came the first thin fall of snow, but has fallen alludes to the fact that, like a bird farts in the wood, you can, it's because you don't hear it doesn't mean it didn't. They say but you know what I'm saying? But a tree laying down means it has fallen, though you didn't hear it, right? What's the other falling? Something removed from a place you think is indicative of being a higher place to a lower place. And as you know, who was most seen at the lowest? They would have you by the illusion of programming and television and channeling, okay? That it would be the Arabs. Some of our brothers who don't know who they are, accepted who they are, and they'll argue and fight for that, which is that's not even who they were. By the definition of what an Arab, which is brand new, mind you. It is. Okay? They would have you think that and have painted them as to be the enemy, when the very ones who want you to believe that they're the victims are the victimizers. Like the trade centers and all that other stuff, all the chemicals, the poisons and all that. Those are the ones who have caused a succession of fall. Yet the Arabs aren't the one. It's the ones who have given everything and asked for nothing. The so-called Negro. Doesn't matter what people think, because everybody goes, what's your culture? And then when you look at them and what they do, what they listen to, and you say, well, you're cosplaying our culture every day. And I don't say cosplay to be disrespectful, because I like cosplay. I like it. I want to be up in a room taking peppercore and making fiberglass and building a costume like a new Iron Man or something, and go to one of those things, and not all the weirdos, which they don't bother me, and show them talent and skill, So Comic-Con and stuff, I like stuff like that. I enjoy it. But to fall so far as to believe, lack of knowledge, knowing that is who you are, because some people take on these personas. Look at the guys who are running around in costume, the vigilante squads, right? That's what they call it, who have done a lot of good and have gotten their behinds whipping, actually believing that they were invincible. Some have died. Paid the ultimate. Excuse my language. Okay? So, when you look at the noun, as far as Latin, it's casus, ruina, as in ruin, acado, or acido. Okay? Why am I saying that? Well, to fall, when you look at it, is around the same thing. Yet, to descend freely by the force of gravity to which... Everyone's very well aware now that gravity is a fiction. It's a theory. And they want to give you Isaac Newton, some Negro, and paint this whitewashed narrative to have you believe in something that holds you to the ground like magic, based on the rotation of something that's not happening, instead of a truth. So the fall is many different vectors there, and knowledge and wisdom and knowing. But an apple fell from the tree as it hung freely. So it descended rapidly to the ground, which we know about the vacuum with the featherness and things falling at the same time, that they want you to believe is based upon gravity. So the fall is not just in something hitting the ground, it's also in knowledge and accepting another narrative, which could be far from the truth. And that's another fall, a decline, right? So we want to ascend and we want to descend, right? So does a fall necessarily mean uncontrolled? Not at all. A fall, if you want to look at it by the definitions of things, could mean literally to come down. But we're going to use it in the way they say to fall suddenly and rapidly, or to be stripped from you. Man, he was high. What was that basketball player's name? What was that basketball player's name? There's a bunch of them, but this one was not too long ago. What was his name? What was his name? What was his name? Oh my goodness. I'm just using these. I just want to use this as an example. All right. Oh man. I forget his name. What was his name? You know what? I can't remember his name, but I think it was something West. Delonte, or is it Delonte West? 16 million he had grand, he had up to 20, and he made sure his family had everything, and now he was out there, on drugs. That's a fall. You dig what I'm saying? Base jumping. Thank you, baby girl Slaughter. Base jumping, yes. Delonte West. That's a fall. How did it happen? Well, we're not there for that, so we can't get into that. We're not here to. I want to see the brother get well in the hill. Some people in the NBA, NFL, and all those sports, a lot of them have done plenty of different drugs. Some, just like you and I, can't sustain and maintain it, and the fall is pretty vicious, and it's hard. But it's a fall from grace. They consider this in a higher place. A lot of money, they think that's a place of grace and the fall, okay? By default, I wouldn't say that. Yet, when we look at the custodians or the janitors, they tell you that, over here, the janitors, as far as an overview, keeps a building and property clean, right? And a custodian, let me make sure I got it right. It's pretty much the same thing. Keeping a building clean and in good condition, right? They perform a variety of cleaning and maintenance tasks, including sweeping, mopping, and vacuuming floors, cleaning restrooms, and emptying trash. What trash, right? Janitors may also perform minor repairs, such as unclogging pipes or replacing light fixtures. But what you don't know, and some of those, I'm going to express this right here. When I was in high school and middle school and all elementary, our janitor, you can say custodian if you want, we only had one to take care of thousands of children. The bathrooms, the hallways, working nonstop. And we even had one that stayed in there. They had a little room down there with the little kitchen and everything to maintain the order, to keep an order, to facilitate a clean environment. Now, when you think that, you think like washing your car, vacuuming it, mopping your floor, vacuuming your rug, cleaning your bathroom, bleach, pine, lemon salt, and all that kind of stuff. For those who like to use that funky fabuloso, that's what y'all think. So it's like you're being a custodian of your home. Well, let's have a little deeper look. The word custodian comes from the Latin word custos, which means guardian. The word was first used in the early 1600s. Isn't that the time, the 600s, when they fell off, certain people conquering, destroying, and all of a sudden they pop back up out of nowhere, and then new history, and then they had to create this thing about another 140, 50 years later called white superiority. So, it means guardian. Janitor. The word janitor comes from the Latin word ianita, which means doorkeeper or porter. So a porter, a person employed, you never want to be a person. That's to the United States. That has nothing to do with the land, nor a real citizen, but a citizen to a corporation. A person employed to carry luggage and other loads, especially in a railroad station, airport, or hotel. So the word janitor comes from the Roman god Janus, who was the guardian of doors, gates, and portals. Janus is also associated with beginnings. Reset sounds familiar? Which is why January is the first month of the year, and we know it's not. I'm not here to be discriminate or indiscriminate. These things you should really look at. Jinn, God, subjugated for you to believe it's about cleanliness. How about preparation? To prep, to prepare. Now, I'm going to share something with you. Custodians look like you and me, with highly advanced weaponology. You ever notice whenever the military is using stuff, they have stuff in the back room that's 10, 20, 30 years advanced? And usually on that, they have stuff they haven't figured out 10, 20, 30 years advanced, where they have a team get together to figure out how to make this work. But you'll never see it. And right now, they're using lasers to destroy things, to start things. And because you have lack the knowledge, you'll go into sci-fi because that thing is conditioned and programmed you. It is through your channel looking for this stuff. Okay? Who's to say that in that last great war, the real one, that their numbers were decimated and they had to go elsewhere to bring numbers back up, to dig out new equipment, and to come back and to create more custodians. People to mine the door, rebuild the entrance or the gate, right? Stargate. $500 billion. The Roman god Janus, January, who was inaugurated. This is the custodian. The Latin word custos means guardian or keeper. Keeper of what? Guardian of whom or what? The Latin word custodio means a keeping, watch, guard, prison. Television as research. Oh yeah, well that's good. You don't explain that, huh? It's for those who are easily controlled by it. When all the information is really up here. That's why it's important to learn how to breathe, meditate, raise the kundalini, the chakras. And you'll be amazed at what you'll begin to know. No one has to tell you. But I already know that. Again, the Latin word custodia means a keeping, watch, guard, prison. Pay attention. I don't want to keep repeating it. You know, when you text, you know you got to think. So how can you hear what I'm saying? Something. Listen. Custodianatus. Bravo, Cochleon. La Cochleon, for those opera getters. The Latin word custodianatus is a shortened form of the word custodia, which you already know, which is still with keeping, watch, guard, prison, guardian, or keeper. Okay, that's custodian. All right, there's these notifications want to come all of a sudden. Duh. Okay, and then janitor from the Roman god Janus. Okay, the word janitor was first recorded in English in the 17th century. It originally meant doorman or gatekeeper. Do you see? So when you read these things, or I'm expressing these things to you, the first thing to your head, because of programming and conditioning, is somebody with a broom or mop bucket. Somebody spilled something on the third row, or, you know what I'm saying, third aisle, and broke a bottle. It's farther from the truth. All right? So the janitor and custodian, it was that time. That's why they have the 16th and so-called 17th, which would be 600 and 700 century, to make sure that you believe in a false diatribe of the earth. The education system made you intelligent when you were already created that way. And yet they had to block everything. So you can see certain doctors and certain as a way to keep the gate protected of the enemy, to guard, to keep you in a prison state of mind, collusion, and argumentative, and willing to harm one another, easily to manipulate, because these people are well practiced in that. Very well practiced in that when you were not. Heck, you didn't even know what I'm telling you now. You seek the opportunity of death as if it's something intriguing, as if it exists. So you give it power. You feed it based on what? The people that protect the certain doors, gates, and portals, which is not portal potty, that what you go to on a hole in the ground to relieve yourself. Don't worry. Don't fret. They're still attempting to figure out certain things that, well, I have a story to tell, and it doesn't matter. Because they're decrepit, they're emotional, scared, and they know that they can die. You, on the other hand, they need you very weak. They need certain individuals that they select, very strong, or ones that they run through the gamut of experiments, and the ones that survive, like Halo, Master Chief, okay, very strong, noble and such, a form of a custodian or janitor, per se. While everybody's down here attempting to egotistically be better than one another, have certain hates, false narratives of history, and then to find a little bit and be dismissive, it should be very instructive to you to know who you should or should not complicate yourself with. Okay? Because no real human being or individuals or peoples would do such things to one another. They have to have reason, right? There has to be reason. And so they create it. Now, you know, the next people they want to go after is Iran. Do they play a role? Of course. When you have people who are supposed to be highly intelligent and intellectual in a certain place, pushing their subordinates, their subjects, which they shouldn't be, well, this is what you get. And it's easy to use the very things they say for entertainment as a weapon, a vice, as a janitor, to sweep up, take out the trash, blah, blah, mop the floor, clean things up. That means to prepare, right? Summertime, them custodians and janitors are making sure everything is right. That means when you go in a 4 or 5-star hotel, who's making sure it's clean? The bellhop, the porter, supposed to take things. These are all the same thing. You have the illusion that is a magnificent thing. Oh, we had a great time, blah, blah, blah. Not knowing that the very people that are performing the jobs are not even the real custodians or janitors, porters. You get where I'm coming from? And there are people out here who want to be part of that and will do the most absurd things as if it's intrinsic. Okay? You getting where I'm coming from? So I'm going to eat, right? And then when I eat, I'm going to come back on. We're going to get into reading The Power Now, the Chrism, and all that. So that way you have a little more knowledge. So you better equip yourself. But the main prerogative is to ascend. Because as they open and they hide them from you, like all the chemicals and the metals and everything else, you cannot ascend. Remember the movie Powder? Now I had to go into my pictures and pull this up. Okay, thank goodness it wasn't that far because those are my personal pictures with me. So this is a picture of the young albino. Remember we were talking about melanin and all that stuff? That his purpose was to ascend after all the magnificent, wonderful things. No identity, no hair. Other than that of a wonderful woman that nurtured him because he was so magical. He knew things. And though he was being ostracized and abused and bullied by the ignorant, Alabamian ignorant dummies and a plethora of other things, it gives you a picture. And the custodians couldn't stop it. Even the pain of a deer that was shot put on the father, the padre, who made sure it was magnificent for his children to cause death. When I keep telling y'all, these animals are sentient as well. I just wanted to keep it very short. I want you to take that information and see what you find. Is it beneficial? Is it helpful? Okay. I have a Cashapp, y'all, if you don't know that. And we're building. We're kind of like a little stalemate because we got to get some wood. And I don't have a long bed. And I don't want to see the wood breaking, traveling 22 minutes at 75 miles per hour. And, it'd be a waste. So we're probably going to pick up quite a bit of it. But and we have a lot of wood, don't get it twisted. I've showed y'all we actually it's more than that. What I showed you, it's like double if not triple that. And it's about to grow some more. Then the center blocks, and I want to make bricks, and we haven't gotten around to that, which I probably will do tomorrow. And we're looking at Tuesday or Wednesday with some rain. So certain things we have to cover up because we didn't, let's see, or we didn't treat the wood yet. So I just want you to really look at that, because a lot of people are reading the custodians, this, that, and the other, beyond the ice walls, this, that, and they're not researching to have clarity of the terms, the words. What does it literally mean? Many things have been introduced to our language, and we run in ignorance with it because it's subjugated us with the education system that should never have been. And it creates a whole new diatribe, a whole new narrative for the world, so that way they control it. And your energy is what's being given. So when you think about the Matrix and all that other stuff, it's right there. And sadly, everyone's complicit in ignorance. You know what I mean? Oh, it's raining there? Okay. Let me see. Anybody else? Grand Rising, Grand Ascension, all of y'all. Yes, real music. Absolutely that. Hey, iodine makes your tummy hurt? Well, you know what? That's kind of weird, because you take one drop and put it in about 2-3 ounces of water. It should be just fine. And if not, eat something, okay? Because, you know, they strip all the salts are without iodine. And they process it. And iodine is very important. So something has to change in the dynamic of your diet to assist the flora in your stomach to be a little more acceptable, because you require and need it. And there are allergies, sadly, and yet there are things that can cure even allergies. You know what I mean? Little Rock Arkansas up in the house. But I just want y'all to know that, yes, there's a lot of things going on. And just because there is, doesn't mean that you've got to jump on the bandwagon. You don't have to be a bandwagon leader. You don't have to say, oh, you don't have to ostracize yourself to fit somewhere that really is not meant for you to be at all. So the custodians are going to do their bit. They've destroyed the world that we had before that was very practical, and we could have defended and protected the world here. And people could have been nurtured. But people, absolute power corrupts. So they had to create a world where you would feel like you had everything while they rob you of everything, where you would never come together and build the world that would be fitting to you. I hope this was worth something. I hope it was meaningful. And again, I'll be back in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we'll get our read on for the day. And it'll be pretty long. And new subscribers, I appreciate you. All my brothers and sisters, my antics, my Nafkis, my Agidois, whatever, my Agilis, all of you, I appreciate you. You know, you are my Dagmanathini, my Sidnelli, my family, if you want to say, my familia, whatever. You are, regardless of, you know what I mean? But I hope you took notes. You can always come back and watch it and really pay attention and see what you find. Okay? Appreciate the hell out of y'all. Get those chakras right. Get that balance. Find that narrow path, that bridge. Not the bridge too far. All right? You have a grand day, and I'll see y'all here in a couple hours.